we have the guy and like these things, whatever we just probably never be saying too much. Of course, it's gotta be pretty guess around here. We have this guy and the oyster cookie that we just completely recently added on. And amongst against for one thing overall. So I will be gonna be trying to spawn right over here, and but is absolutely right next into this. It's not for some sort of a vice principal over here. There must be a vice president over here. So in the last video, we made this video for 20 minutes. Of course, that we just completely getting a lot of those things as well. So I'm pretty very sure that isn't gonna be going for way pretty easy to do this without I just actually saying for this pretty much. So not over here for many more of kinds of these things were not almost checked. So we just slightly almost forgot to added cream puff. Cream puff cookie was actually for some sort of a daughter, and she will gonna be for right next into this other kinds of each other, and not actually gonna be doing for just a little bit for going a little bit one thing. So she's actually gonna be might going lead to be after itself, while I wasn't gonna be going for a little bit as hurry as well. So we recently talked it for a little bit quieter as well, and I'm probably not sure. Because how about that she ever to bring music into school, whatever we try to take on. So I recently tried to make things a little bit right, and we just quickly added parfait cookie for just right over here. And I will be never gonna be able to be surprised to. And what actually that she wasn't be able to be talking around here, and because she went inside of the hallways, and what expected to be what tried that we say. She's big, and probably her hair is so big, and it's absolutely probably I'm never gonna be able to be saying this, but already try doing it from over here. So in the crystal prep, I never felt this isn't gonna be going for one thing as casualties from all over the top as well. So we never be recently that we're gonna be spawning over here. So after we just recently saw for what is able to going on. So where's that a little bit of one kid over here? So I recently not that she was a little bit small person as well. So that I came from Onion. So I probably she wasn't gonna be probably to do that. She was slightly a little bit happy when she was extremely sad while going on her sleep. I never felt that wasn't gonna be probably to needed added a lot more students. We never be able to be find actually we never come, but we're absolutely gonna be using for the users submitted sprites or many kinds of people from over here. Not except from over here for many more things as well. So we absolutely try for Cappuccino. So it wasn't going to be trying from over here. So it wasn't just a little bit pretty left. But I cannot believe he's on Crystal Prep, I guess. Because I never dare. That isn't going to be going for such as a little bit of a while. So I should be supposed to spawn over here. Instead, he was actually going to be probably from over here. So, in case it wasn't like this one thing a little bit eventually. So, it's not going to be beside her. It's going to be beside for many things as possible. What actually Cappuccino does. And does not absolutely try to do this. What we very think this isn't gonna be actually try to do so. But we're actually tried and the crystal prep. He's gonna be right over here, and that wasn't gonna be slightly doing anything what it was. So not about for the next page, but right over here, I wasn't pretty confused, and I was so confusing whatever we tried to do this, that what is going on to do. Whatever we tried to do, but probably, I'm not sure. We didn't find for such as a little bit of real sprite from over here, but we'll never think that I just completely able to spawn over here, and just beside of the locker, that this is actually bell pepper cookie is gonna be beside of the locker, and I never felt this isn't gonna be going for just pretty wide, and this is not gonna be a lot of them, and oh dear, I was just confused a lot, and it's not gonna be going for right over here, so she wouldn't able to be spawning for just right over here for just a little bit amount of stuff, and but not probably over here. So we didn't never actually try to spawn or added butter squid or butter pretzel. So brother pretzel's father could be butter squid. Or probably not, because who's actually for his big brother or whatever it does. So let's try for the cookie wars. Beneath from those in the oven break. Now bringing coffees wasn't pretty exactly how for such as one thing, because when it comes to war, I wouldn't really think that wouldn't be gonna be trying to do this. So recently that wasn't gonna be added a little bit a lot of those things. And here we slightly gonna be moving over here. Or that one. And not of course. It's absolutely pretty over here. And they're supposed to be. So another kids. Or a little bit of while. And I was, oh dear. I just came to lost my mind anyways. So I'll be back in a little bit of while. And once we found the bus drivers, maybe we should be able to add her. I think it already guess. So it's absolutely gonna be trying to get a little bit closer for right onto the wall. And another one goes to a little bit from over here. So it's not right over here for the bus driver as well. So I kind of believe this isn't gonna be going for just a little bit right. And I don't really think so that we have for many much a little bit amount of space from just right over here. So I should be able to suppose that we're going to be trying to get a little bit small when she was a little classmate, and the bus driver should be right over here. Finally, it's absolutely for a little bit of perfect space, because that eventually never being able to see for such a sort of in a lack of bus lights from right over here. So it's gonna be from over here as well then, and I never be able to be saw that were before that wasn't gonna be going to end, and right over here into this next page, because that wasn't gonna be many more amount of students. And a lot of them, oh dear, we still absolutely gonna be pretty able to spawn in. That must be the conductors, or whatever. We probably nothing to do with this as well. And I cannot believe these aren't like those things. They're broke people, like they're ravens. And the vanilla citizens were completely died around here for just a little bit long ago. It's just a little bit kind of just what I'm able to do for just a little bit lost. And I regretting this a lot of those things. But I'll probably never be able to do so. But a lot of casualties and many other kinds of things, and the guards and the king fairy, who we didn't have for such as a little bit earlier. So without even a puzzle world, and I never left here before. There is walnuts, and I think, what about chestnut? It must be gonna be pretty in school, whatever we try to do this, whatever it does. So, we have the characters from over here, and we never slight believing for just right over here. For just a little bit of one, of course. I never admit, this is where for such scenes that I just completely saw for the JCP Central Brownie, that we just never be able to slip around here for many more reasons. So, I just completely able to look even forward, and oh dear, where's Chestnut? I think we didn't absolutely check yet. And I kind of believe he was right over here. And he was just right over here. Squirrels probably aren't allowed, like in disguise or something. So, that must be kind of a little bit of one thing, of course. That must be another cream puff, just right over here. And I wouldn't be able to just, like I never be able to throw over here. So, but first thing, she wasn't gonna be completely learn anything around for just a little bit casualties, or probably for just this costume, probably looks like from Genshin Impact style, and from other kinds of things, and terribly stuff. It wasn't be able to be so quirky, wasn't like this. Pretty any of those though, I'm not pretty sure. This isn't gonna be whatever we tried to do. And really think that strawberry crepe is gonna be been around here in a while. Those are three sisters from a little bit itself from over here. So she's gonna be over here. And many more things are missing, whatever we try to say around here. From all those pieces of cakes and one things it's not gonna be trying to find out. And before we're gonna be continue off with this video, but first thing that I just chosen for the blueberry pie cookie, because let's just probably to do this for its one thing that the current name it was, but let's just try to do for its third page, because let's just try to say, or should we call her Mrs. Crystal Light. Mrs. Crystal Light is gonna be in the Crystal Prep, and I wonder this isn't gonna be going for just over here. So the blueberry pie could be over here. Nothing would be able to get a little bit stopping for this thing as well. So I make sure this isn't gonna be going for making anyways, or like some sort of coffees or many other kinds of their casualties. Not anything it goes, but not except for strawberry jam. I think this isn't gonna be going for just a little bit for blushy, but not too blushy as well. So I recently never gonna be came around for just a little bit that yet, and it's I'm gonna be going for the kingdom and see some sort of like those things. Not gonna be going for blushy enough, but she wasn't. So I wonder she was pretty little, and let's just move aside to the captain as well. So probably I'm not sure that wasn't gonna be going for just a little bit of place for it a while. So should we place it over right over here, right next into another kinds of piece? Not a little bit for those who they are as well. And I carefully, or some sort of remove sprites, whatever we trying to find anything about for this thing as well. So is probably, I'm not sure, that Peppermint couldn't be allowed for to do this. So I wonder why that we're gonna be trying to find out what is the kingdom version of the blueberry pie should be into the Canterlot High for just about for this one thing. So she might gonna be probably to see you or whatever we try to do this anytime soon, whatever we tried. But I guess this is almost it. Before we're gonna be end of this video, we're not gonna be trying to finish out of this one last thing. I might gonna be not able to do this, but with actually that completely still able to download it, because I better not yet try to do this, because in the last couple of videos that recently in the 2 days ago, because that slightly started to get a little bit crashed, or one thing we're not able to try, because I feel slightly, I'm not sure that the malware has been found that we just completely download so many of those comics or some sort of images like that as well. So we're not going to be choosing somewhere right or the principal. Whatever it does, or not going to be trying to do this, whatever we try to do this. So I'm not going to be chosen right over here, but not over here, as nothing allowed around here. So is the BTS cookies are pretty allowed in school? I really think that wasn't pretty sure that couldn't be able to be allowed here. So that was against this probably unlimited law for just one thing over here. There must be such as casualties, or not junior high school, such as for probably I never should be like to do this, whatever, such as Peter Parker being here for this school for many more times as well. So I better think it was. So let's go back to the NPCs, or make sure that we didn't able to be finding the principal or whatever we try to do this. An old lady, or I'm not gonna be trying to completely finding what I'm expected to be for right over here. I cannot believe this is gonna be pretty impossible to see like this. And that is essentially the final piece of the puzzle. It could be the principal from over here, and I'm pretty sure that she must be a little bit closer. Or one thing, that she is probably right over here, blocking to this one place. Oh dear, this isn't gonna be completely able to fit this in one thing. So, am I gonna be able to spawn on top of there? And I'm pretty not sure. This isn't gonna be going for a little bit of while, because this space isn't going to be such as fuel either. So, I wonder that isn't gonna be pretty left. Is what I just actually tried to do this. Whatever we try to saw about this even quickly. And then that must be right over here on the back, because I guess that's it. I think this is gonna be recently to the end of this video, but of course that was actually not pretty a little bit right over here. So one pretty thing around of those things are not kind of those kids over here, and pretty why that must be other kinds of those people, or many kinds of other stuff. The captain was actually a little bit for one over here for just a little bit other kinds of sides. And that should be pretty to the end of this video, I guess. So if you enjoy of this video, just leave a like and subscribe, and the website is gonna be linked in the description down below, and the main comic studio is gonna be linked in description. So I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna have to save, because it's already cleared and everything of those space is left. So here we go. We're about to download this, and pretty sure we're gonna be trying to save image is actually complete. So there we have it, mini lads. I have already done by making of this video, and I have completely made for just a little bit of missing features. I'm just not gonna be completely out of a little bit of making for many more sense to do those. And probably there must be one latte and many kinds of other stuff right over here. So, and for such as middle like those things, there must be such as many more cookies, or before that, this isn't going to be going for just a little bit. It's moving a little bit forward, because the frames per seconds that my computer running was actually like under 30 frames per second. Under 30 frames per second is actually pretty left to do this. Because I wonder why that the motor coaches isn't going to be going for a little bit of raise it up as well. So we definitely forgot to getting a little bit ourselves, because unfortunately we're not going to be doing this for this next time over here. So in the previous comic, or probably the previous loading screen that I just created, is right over here. It's already just finished, that we just absolutely added for some sort of supercars and many more of other kinds of vehicles, such as this one that I just completely added for some sort of a subtitles. And we got 2 Michael DeSantis and a police officer, and many more other kinds of these things that I just got improvements of this previous comic. So I just pretty did from over for the last few weeks, and even from over the month ago, because that is absolutely the first ever comic studio that I'm not sure, the first ever comic that I just completely saved after being created about of this video. I think that was absolutely pretty great, or whatever it tried to do this itself to do this as well. Now starting in Canterlot High with other kinds of Cookie Run characters, even especially one from other kinds of motor coaches a lot. So that is recently the end of this video already, because don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and click that bell. And thanks for watching, for all your support, and this is gonna be Turbo Concept is signing off, and I'll talk to you mini lads all later. So I'll be see you in a while from, and I'll be see you all next time, but probably I doubt, I guess.